O se one kaat, we blevens dawadon, galayale, jagan o kohik.
I unschool Peggy Gertie Dawadon.
So, kohik, so nela, do see ne jalagia de low cost again. So we're really glad that you're here. Welcome to Cherokee 3 here on RSU TV. I'm Wade Blevins, and this is Miss Peggy Gertie Flute. And you've been listening to us yammer and jibber jabber back and forth, but however, I think that's good because, as she and I were talking about, in this language class, we're not just giving you the language, we're also giving you some of the culture, and she and I, grew up in different communities, but in a lot of ways we grew up a lot the same. A lot of things are the same, and that's how Cherokee folks are. We have a lot of similarities that we can find common ground to laugh about and talk about and tell stories and I know. It brings to mind, when you're in a new community and stuff, it's somebody's going to ask you, who you are and who your family is and who your folks are, because that's just how we do. We try to find those connections and stuff, and so whenever you are around, Indian folks, don't be offended, when people, they're just trying to figure out, where you come from and who you are, because even though we're the largest tribe in the United States, we're one of the largest nations, we're still kind of small. I mean, everybody kind of knows everybody, and so if we don't know you, then we'll know your grandparents or your parents or so we'll find somebody we know, Usually it doesn't take very long.
And you may be related somehow.
Yes, absolutely.
When you start digging around, and some people don't want to go too far, don't want to dig too far.
Dig too deep. I know we went to Snowbird one time, and on my dad's side, he's a Fields, but a Fields married a Rattler, so we're related to the Rattlers or whatever, and of course there are Rattlers in Snowbird, so so it didn't take long, and they were like, oh well, hey, so and so, they're a Rattler, and so then you find relatives, of course, they're way back there, but to Indian folks it don't matter, you're still kin somehow. So come, idalena jalagi idi woni. All right, so we are making our way through this temperance song, which I know seems like an odd thing to do, but it's got a lot of great vocabulary in it, and I've really, really enjoyed making my way through this song. So we're on the third and last verse, and this one's, of course, at the top, Adahiosteski Unioski Juni no Giski. So we're still working on that. And the beginning of it starts the same. Unelagi na ski uli squit. Okay? So hopefully you can read that pretty easily. Une lagi na ski uli squit di. Une lagi. That's the same. None of that has changed. Now here's where it starts to change a little bit, and this gets kind of interesting. So this says ta da na de li. So ta don de li. Ta don de li. What does that mean? In the translation that they have, it says think about them.
Okay.
Ta don.
Turley. Hadon Turley.
Oh, Hadon Turley.
Yeah. Now I would say Hadon Turley. Hadon. Turley.
Okay.
You know, but in this case, I got Tadon Turley. Or you're going to think about Tadon Turley. You're going to think about them.
Them.
That way, Tadon Turley. Not you think about it, but think about them.
Okay.
With that ta sound at the very beginning. Tadon Turley.
Tadon Turley. Think about them.
Yes.
Ju la he. Ju la he. Jigi. What does it say? It says, oh, because it has killed.
Okay.
Think about them.
That they've killed. They've been killed.
They've been killed.
Yes, yeah.
Ju la he. Jigi.
Tadon Turley, the ones that, think about those that have been killed.
Okay. Jadon Turley. Ju la. We would say Ju la.
Yeah, that says la, right?
Yeah.
But we would more say Ju la. Yeah.
So in today's, the way we would probably spell it would be the one that looks like the capital P, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Ju la.
And I'm trying to understand or trying to Julai. And in the this one is, what does it say?
Think about them.
That has killed. That has killed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Think about them who were killed. I think
Who
is
were
probably.
killed? Okay.
Yeah, I think.
Julai, Jiki. And to me, that's what that means. Think about those, and it could be those that have killed.
Oh, maybe.
Since we're talking about
drinkers,
the drinkers and the soldiers or whatever.
Yeah.
Think about the ones that have killed.
Oh, okay. Okay. And then, of course, this word jigi means that is,
Yes,
right?
yes. That is, yeah. When you say it at the very end, that it is.
Yeah, it's that way.
Yes.
Okay. Tlesti, jasani lagi. Don't touch it.
Don't touch
Yeah. Tadan turli. Again, don't, or think about them.
Think about it.
Juni no tanahi. Okay, Juni no tanahi. That have, in here it says the ones that have gone insane, the ones that have.
Okay, Juni, okay, Juni le ton, okay, let me think about insane. Juno le tana, no, Juni le no tana, Juni le no tana, he.
Okay.
Juni le no tana, he. It says that.
Oh, Juni le no
that's
tana.
it says le, and Juni le no tana, he. That little sound right there is what kind of threw me off.
Okay.
Junila no tana. Okay, I can say the ones that have gone crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Now, could you say Junil no tanahi? Would that make sense or no?
No, I think you'd have to have that.
Junile no tanahi.
Yeah, Junila no tana. The ones that Junila no tana, kind of, it is kind of their minds have gone astray, askew, or whatever.
So it's a different word than like ulaloja.
Yeah, ululoja is more.
That's really crazy.
Yeah,
right?
that's yeah. But when you say that, the literal translation is you're lacking.
Yeah, they don't have it.
Yeah,
right?
they don't have it. So in this one, unile no tana, it's kind of like a. There's a word for that there. It's kind of like it's gone away. I think it's what that would be.
Okay.
Yeah, on that word.
Okay, and then we have this word again, tadon tuli.
Okay.
And then Juni nu wo.
Wool.
Sahi. Is that wool?
Yeah, I think
I
it
think
is.
it's
I
wool,
think it is
right?
wool. Yeah, kind of. I get that and call mixed up. But
Me
I think,
too.
yeah, but I think that's wool. It's got a
Let's
bigger
look down
loop on
here.
there.
Yeah, that's wool. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Junie nu wool sahi.
Okay. New wool.
They've something about they've moved on.
Okay. Junie new wool saw. Junie new wool saw. Okay, and it kind of sounds like they've fallen off. Junie
Oh.
new wool
Like kind of like
saw.
they talk about like falling off the wagon,
Yeah,
maybe, or
well,
like they've like fallen by the wayside.
it could
They've
be, yeah, just
been left behind. They've
left, just went off, the, I don't know if, and I really don't understand what Junie New War Asai. It's it still keeps coming to me like something that has fallen off,
something.
on
Okay.
the wayside, maybe.
Okay. Well, let's try the next one.
Okay.
Ta don tele. Dige god tanahi. Dige god tanahi. Tanahi. Here it says they've been hung.
Okay. Dige go tonight. Okay.
Oh, like dige
Yeah,
Okay,
okay.
dige god na.
He.
He.
The ones that have been hung. Yeah.
They're like hanging
Yeah.
there, right?
Yeah. Dige go tonight. Dige go tonight. Dige go tonight. The ones that have been hung is what
Oh.
it sounds like. Yeah.
So like hung by the neck.
I'm assuming.
I guess.
I'm assuming that's what it's
like
saying.
the ones that
yeah.
are hanging there.
Well, the gag got done. No, he. The dawn tell. I think about the ones that have been hung. And why would they be hung? Was that a ritual or was that something, the consequence?
I don't. Yeah, I mean, I don't. Did they used to hang drunks? I don't know.
Well, as much of this as is being said, like temperance songs, like you tell them not to do it.
Yeah.
There's got to be
Maybe they're trying to
consequences.
scare them.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
scared straight, right?
We invented scared straight before.
Yeah, before it was everything.
The gay got done, no he. The gay got done. The gay got done, no he. The ones that have been hung, yeah. Don't tell it. Think about the ones that have been hung.
Okay.
Woo wee, okay.
All right, yeah. And then, of course, Tlesti Chasani Lugi.
Okay, yeah,
Don't touch it.
Touch it.
Don't touch it.
okay,
Okay, so let's
okay.
see. According, let it be the cup, or touch not the cup.
Yeah.
Leave it alone, leave it alone. Think about them that were killed. Don't touch them. Think about them that have gone insane. Think about those that have
Moved on, yeah.
or been left, right? Or fallen off.
Yeah, fallen off, yeah.
Think about those that have been hung. Don't touch it.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, gosh.
Okay.
That last verse is,
Yes. I'm telling you,
it's
there's
a little dark. Yeah.
When they say don't touch it, they mean
Yeah,
don't
they
touch
mean
it.
don't
yeah.
touch it. So,
Leave it alone.
yeah. So, of course, I told everybody that this is usually sung to "Leaning on the Everlasting Arms," but there was a different song. So here, oh gosh, no. Hang on, just a second here. Let me do this a second time. Maybe. Yeah, there we go. Okay, there we go. Okay, so this is the original tune. Given the nature of the words, it's kind of a peppy tune. So,
Well, it's good. They had to make it sound, I guess, no. So,
Yeah. Because the tune, of course, as you can see here, I kind of wrote it out for you guys to
How do
see.
you pep up?
I know,
Someone's
yeah,
been
something
hung.
being hung. So,
Okay.
yeah, so I will do my best. I will try to sing it using the syllabary. So this is going to be fun. So this says. Une lagi naski uli squidi, une lagi, ta dana dali jula hijigi, klesti jasani lagi. Ta dana dali juni lano tanahi. Ta dana dali juni na wo asahi. Ta dana dali dige gadan hi. Nope, dige gadan hi. Klesti jasani lagi. So that's the original tune. So
And that tune right there, is that is there English words that go with
it
that?
sounds like there is. I
Okay.
mean, doesn't it? I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
it sounds like a song that I've kind of heard before,
Yeah,
but I
yeah.
can't think.
That's what it was. It was, I thought, okay, I've heard that before.
Yeah.
But if this was for Cherokee, I mean, it's a good song. I like the tune of it, but the words are kind of
Yeah, a little dark.
Yeah.
But I
Now-
can also kind of see it as, I mean, because we talked about last time is that Wooster had his Cold Water Army, and he had these little kids marching through the towns, singing these songs. And so I can kind of see it as I can kind of picture it in my mind.
As a
And this song would kind of
thing?
go.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah, I mean, this kind of makes sense. It kind of is a marching song, kind of, or something. And it's kind of funny because it talked about one of them in Tahlequah. Somebody was talking about how they were drawn to it because he had these beautiful young girls that would march through the streets dressed very nicely of Tahlequah, singing these cold water songs and or these temperance songs, and how people were drawn to it, and they were discussing whether they were drawn to the pretty girls or they were, so I don't know if it was a little bit of bait and switch or, or what, but it's really, as I've gotten older, I've really gotten into history, and it's really funny to read these things, in history and stuff, and to try to picture in your mind, like how it must have been for the Cherokee people at the time, because even after we were here in Oklahoma or in Indian Territory, Christianity was still fairly new to us. Our first missionaries, of course, were at Spring Place, and that wasn't until the early part of the 1800s. We were one of the last tribes to get a mission because of the mountains and traveling over the mountains. We were hard to get to, so Christianity was still fairly new, and Samuel Wooster was kind of one of the pioneers of bringing Christianity to the Cherokee people. And now he was a pretty cool cat. He was a pretty cool guy. However, the American Foreign Board of Missions was very. They weren't as cool as he was. I mean, they were very. They had the idea that Native people were kind of dirty heathens, and that we're going to save their soul one way or the other, kind of thing, and kill the Indian, save the child, kind of thing, was kind of their. They were very austere in their beliefs and very, very strict. But at least from what I've read about Samuel Wooster, and he may not have been that way, but he seemed to really love the Cherokee people and kind of take them as they were. And it seemed to me that he didn't consider himself to be better than them or to be above them. I mean, if he was willing to be imprisoned on their
Right.
behalf
Right.
and to travel with them to a new place when he didn't have to as a missionary, he could have just packed up and said, I'll see you guys on the other side or whatever, but he suffered and
But as a reverend, he did what he was sent to do.
that he felt he was
that
led
he
to
felt
do.
like he was led to do. And when I think about all these things that came from his work as a missionary,
Yeah.
I think about he took the Cherokee understanding and idea of things and put them into a song.
Yeah.
When you think
Yeah.
about it, and as we read these, the things that it's telling us not to do, it's kind of like you either follow these or this is what
what's gonna happen, yeah.
Yeah, and it kind of, it's a deterrent. These songs can either deter you or sometimes
Yeah.
that's not gonna.
Turn you off the whole
Yeah,
thing
yeah.
altogether.
Hopefully
But-
it does.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah.
But Samuel Worcester was a really interesting guy, and of course he was very involved. He was very instrumental in getting the Bible into working on the Bible, and of course he was the one that helped Elias Boudinot get the printing press and to print the first. So we owe a lot of our literacy to him and his work and his desire to get the gospel to the Cherokee people.
Right.
And he saw it as a means to an end, but still, our even our medicine people, used our language and to record their stuff as well. So. Yeah, he's an interesting guy. He's definitely somebody I want to know more about.
Yeah.
For sure.
Well, and when you mentioned him, when you were doing your research and you mentioned him, I thought, golly, that was a long time ago.
Yeah.
And it is. But all those things that happened back there come to where we're at here.
Yeah.
Like teaching, from this right here brings him more alive, I guess you could say.
Yeah. Makes him a lot more not so distant.
Yeah,
It's almost
yeah.
like you can touch him
Yeah,
in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's good. That's good. I like that.
Yeah. And I want to know, I would like to know more about the translators that he worked with, Mr. Foreman and stuff, because of course I know, of course Foreman is still a very prominent family
Right,
in our
right.
communities, and so I wonder if they're descended from this man, and stuff, and that's pretty
Right.
cool.
Yeah, true. And we talked about something like that when we were talking about person up here at the top that does this thing, and then you have your translators here that are doing the translating or the actual the work of it.
Yeah.
You have to have both things working together.
Got to have the queen bee and the worker
Right,
bees,
that's
right?
And I think that's what happened here, which was
Yeah.
good. The worker bees have to really know what they're doing.
Absolutely,
which,
yeah.
Which they did. They were the speakers, the translators.
Yeah,
So
and that's the thing that I find amazing about Mr. Foreman or whatever in reading through the things that he translated. He not only had an amazing understanding, of course, of his own language, obviously, but he had to have a pretty high understanding of English as well, because these people were these white people that he was working for were very educated and talked very educated. I mean, they used a lot of complicated ideas, and for him to be able to put that into Cherokee is to me is very impressive.
Yeah, true.
Because I know I couldn't do it today, but I mean, and even reading through, some of Reverend Wooster's letters and things like that, I would have to read it 4 or 5 times in English. I mean,
Yeah.
and I speak English. I mean, and I'd have to read through it several times, and I'm like, try to wrap my head around what he's saying, So yeah, hats off to the translators and people who can do that. There's a gift to it. I mean, to me, you have to be more than just a speaker to be able to do that. And and of course, our translators at Cherokee Nation at CNO are very impressive. To see what they do, because they don't just take the words and just translate it word for word. They really think about every sentence and is like, what is this really trying to say and convey? and then they put it into Cherokee.
Yeah, and it has to match what they're translating. You know, you can take a word for word like you're saying, but does it make sense?
Yeah, but then if
Yeah.
you say it to a Cherokee
Yeah.
speaker, they're like, what is that? You know, it doesn't make any sense.
True.
Yeah.
True.
So this will be our last time working on this paragraph, and so we have this paragraph about possums. I read it last time. So would you read your way through this for us, and then we'll pick out some things and we'll play with it, for, you know, as a last time really of dealing with our little possum friend here. So.
Okay, let me see if I can, again, when I saw this, it was kind of like my brain had to really, you know, work itself around
it's
there.
very daunting,
yeah,
isn't it?
yeah,
If it
so-
helps, I can point it.
That might be a
Let me put
good
glasses
thing.
on then.
Yeah, okay. Ujetsti, kaya soli, adaleniska, kanitata, jokat, jo,
Ikanahid.
oh, yeah. I'm saying, look at that. I thought that was TSO. Ikanahita, jokatu, ale, josko, hi, I, galkogi, isa tadisti, tadisti. Is you're trying to say inches, right?
Inches.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is in my mind. That's what I would say. Okay.
Okay.
All right. But we're talking about inches.
Yes,
Okay.
inches.
All right. Okay. Ganita uyela ale kanahisa sonele ale sonelad iatadisti. Duan gotna alle judalenerd go husti you got queen no gani data you got is that did I get everything in there? You got queen gani data ganage uskola junali su with okay, I could think that li junal su with alle usti alle usti okay, alle usti dina lil dani lilka. I'm having a hard time reading it, okay, seeing it. Okay, Dani Lilka, their ears.
Yes.
Okay, they have little ears. Okay,
scoot
let me
closer.
let me get closer here so I can see. My glasses, my bifocals aren't kicking in. Okay, he iga Dani not Dani toka alle ganage junik toli. Sikwa ujetsti marsupials da no seho. Anita gano a bag gaunt da ni do ho Juna Chloe June Chloe go
This one always gets me too. I'm like, what?
go Allah
Koala.
koala. Oh, okay, you're saying koala. Okay, all right.
Koala.
Yeah. Okay, June Chloe koala. Yona alle udla wata ujetsti unasa marsupials on ne asuye
Ama.
Ma, I thought that was Sue. Ama yetli, ju hjörtla. Okay, Amayetli, North America. Is that
Yeah.
what you're saying? Do Hyrdla? Okay, all right. Ujesti, Inage, Ane, Ho, Ale, Elo, No,
So,
No,
I know.
Sanoyi.
Yeah.
Ale,
A and S get
yeah,
me every
yeah.
time.
Sanoyi. And this font right here, it's hard
Yes.
for me, it's hard to read, okay? Ale, Sanoyi, Anin, Inugogo, on Ganugogo, Aninugogo. Anyway, okay,
They come out.
Nugogo. Yeah, okay. All right, they come out. Okay. And I probably was the one that told you that Aninugogo.
They, yeah.
Yeah, they, okay. They come out Aninugogo. Okay. Okay. Deshka Donnie Lee Do Ho Donnie Lee Do Ho Ale Says no Gado E Sku Sku. Is that what you're saying?
School.
Sku, okay. Sku Uni Lokti Une Dosti Ustel no Ska Noli Geso Unilokti Unigisti, okay, Kanugotli Kuwa Ujal Unos, is that
Yeah.
Sergi Sergi. What is that? Sergi.
Wild grapes.
Wild grapes. Sergi.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Sergi. Oh, good word. I like that.
I do too,
Okay,
yeah.
Sökta. G score.
Oh, yeah.
Skoja.
Skoja.
G skoja. I said
Yeah.
skoja. Duna len. Okay. Juda len. No.
Different kinds of bugs.
Skoja Juda len. No. Okay. Junsti. G squaw. Jueji. Oh, Junsti G squaw. Jueji. It's the next time, okay?
Oh, yeah.
Well, Lord, I was going to say little bird eggs is
Little
what I
bird
was
eggs,
yeah, okay. Walosi, Tio Hotly, Ale, G Stern, no. Ujetsti, Unilukti, Uyojahi, Gitli, Unigist, Ale, Uli Forja, Ganatla, Jukola, Dani Gisko, Dunija.
This is that word about they're well known.
Okay, do no just. That's what.
just.
Yeah, it's still do no just thing.
Ticks, yeah.
Goo, okay, googie. Donnie Giska. Okay, do no just googie, Donnie Giska. Okay, Donnie Giska. That they eat ticks. Okay. Sikwa ujesti totally ale nuki iju de tiyada on neho. And I was really amazed at that.
Me too,
That's
yeah.
as long as they live, poor things.
I know.
Iuda liha go husti juska staneli uli forja ajela sko ja
That should be yeah.
okay. Jan söga okay ja ta klo utatlog
Utatlog, yeah.
okay utatlogo. It's what I would. He's got his mouth open.
Yeah.
Okay. Utatlog is what you're saying right there.
Utatlog.
Utatlog. Ale. Okay. Digtoli. Ju ju stuiti ge son I. Det tålig ju stuiti ge son I. Ösku uni li waja yuna jalan uyo asaji hisko ju sadoni delka. Is that it?
Yep.
Delka unaja alle hawin di la di no hawin di la dini lika
Dunilka.
dunilka.
Stumps.
Okay, dunilka. Alle Junastela. Okay, we're talking about roots or
Roots, yeah.
roots. Okay, Junastela. Ani nelo. Tolsko hisk. Jani junsti. Jan de höga. Ase no klarnigada idan tusko. Junsti Higsko. Is that Higsko? Junsti Hiski.
Oh, yeah.
Hiski. Junsti Hiski. Yunato da quiz. Oh, yundo da quiz. Yundo da
5 weeks.
quist. Jundo da quiz. Let's see, what am I saying? Yundo da guaski. Okay. Hiski yundo da guasti. Gaski. Can you say it? Unjao de ganti. Gano da I.
In the pouch.
In the pouch. Okay. What do we call it up there at the top? Gantin. That's what it is. Gantin. That's a bag. And I'm trying to say degasti is a bag. That's a yeah.
Like a sack.
Yeah, a sack. Okay. Okay. Totally. You're no. Right?
Yeah,
You're no.
2 months.
Yeah. Gasohi uniji unikilla de dego ujetsti unasa aneho ane don't.
You can really use either one.
Yeah, aneho. Are you saying that they live by themselves?
Yeah, they're solitary.
They're solitary.
creatures.
Okay. Ujetsti unasa aneho. I would say ho on there.
Aneho.
Yeah, aneho. They live.
Yeah,
by
means
themselves.
they go around by themselves.
They're they're moving around. Yeah. So, okay. Ani jalag yuda huh? Ujetsti dini gisko. Ase no go I huh? Hawi ya gese I. Is that Geson I. Öski justi nuna ani hida alle ujetsti hawiya ijula dani gisko. Woo!
Excellent. Yeah, it's a lot to go through, isn't it?
And I get the lines mixed up when I go to the next one. If you weren't pointing it out, there's no telling what words I'd be throwing. That's what we're trying to read in there. But again, it's all that information, you had to get it on one page, to do that.
Yeah.
So that's why it was like that. But we want to make sure that we, fix it for our learners.
Yes,
that it's,
absolutely.
This would be hard for them to do
nightmare.
that. Yes,
Yeah.
yes. But they can do it. Taking it a sentence at a time. Pointing it out like you did. But it would be hard.
Yes.
It would be hard.
Absolutely, it would be.
Yeah. I like doing it because it helps me. Like I said, during the summertime, I don't really read as much to the kids with it or whatever. So it's kind of have to spruce myself up, and this font right here is kind of weird.
Yeah, this is I will say I do kind of miss the old 1800s font,
yeah,
just because,
yeah.
and I guess it's because everything prior was kind of written that way,
Right,
and
right.
so even though I didn't read a lot in
Yeah,
Cherokee,
yeah.
that's what I was exposed
Yes,
to,
yes.
and
When I
so
first started reading that, when I started teaching, it wasn't this font right here. I
Right.
remember when they changed it to this, and I thought, okay, it's going to be, because some of those symbols doesn't have the full form of it.
Yeah,
To me it
it's
doesn't.
slightly different,
Yeah,
yeah.
like the leaves.
Yeah.
That right there, it
Yeah, they
doesn't really
should
have.
kinda touch.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
have that bottom thing on the bottom.
Yeah.
To me, but
and it's harder to tell to me and
yes,
s,
right. You
and
can't.
sa.
Yeah, when it's in a word, it's kind of
Yeah.
hard to
Because
distinguish.
in the old one, the top part of the sun was like kind of skinnier,
Right.
and it didn't come and
Right.
touch the line. It kind of
Right.
went over here and then down.
Exactly.
Whereas the touched the line, and then it made that curly Q at the bottom. And
Yes,
and
yes. That may, and people say, well, that's don't make a difference, but
It
yes, it
does.
does.
I mean,
If
when you think
yeah,
about it.
Yeah, if you learned that way and then tried to read this, which you can figure it out, but it takes a little bit of time to like that hole
Yes.
on there, that
Yeah.
hole that's not,
Looks different.
looks way different. Yeah, yeah.
And of course then you have the whole issue with dough.
Right, right.
Because it can be either look like a V or it can look like an A without the
Right,
line on
right,
it.
right.
The upside down, they call it the upside down
Yeah,
dough or
yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
And that one can really throw you at times. And I know for me, I'm the same way. It's good for me that I'm doing this, but honestly, probably if I weren't teaching the class, I probably wouldn't bother.
Yeah.
Because just because I get lazy,
Yeah, yeah.
and so it's good to make me do this,
Right,
and it's
right.
good for you guys that are learning that you're made to do
Right.
it. Sometimes
Exactly.
we have to be made to do things for our own good, even as adults.
Right.
And and if you want to be fluent in the language, or if you want to be fluent reading, you have to do a lot of it. And I know even from lesson 1 to now lesson 19, I can read quicker and
Right.
easier now than I could at the
Yeah,
very beginning,
yeah.
because I was just having to kind of fumble my way through because I hadn't done it during COVID.
And there's a lot of good information in here, as far as about Ujesti, but at the same time, there's words in there, vocabulary.
Good
that's-
vocabulary you
yes,
can use for a lot of
exactly.
things. And
Exactly.
that's what I want to spend just a few minutes.
Okay.
We never really got to really talk about these last 2 sentences here. These
okay.
Anichalagi Yudaha Ujechti Danigisko Aseno Go Iha Hawiya Gesoi. So almost every word in here is good. I mean,
Yeah,
it's beneficial. Anichalagi,
Yeah.
Cherokees, Yudaha.
Every now and then.
Yeah,
Once in a while.
yeah.
Yeah.
Now, Yudaha means every once in a while, right? Yudaliha, is that often?
Udali, huh? Yeah, one of them is, Udaha could be often.
Yeah. It
Udali,
just means
huh?
intermittently,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. It's not all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Udali, huh, is kind of, it's the same thing, but I think it's more like it's in steps, like.
Ah,
yeah,
okay.
on that one.
Okay.
Udali, huh? Like every so
Like-
often kind of
Yeah,
thing.
like bi-monthly
Yeah,
or
yeah,
that kind
yeah.
of thing. Okay. Ujetsti, of course, we know. Danhigi isko, they habitually eat them. Aseno, but go iha, greasy.
Yeah,
Go
yeah,
iha.
go he, huh?
Yeah, and this ha at the end kind of makes it what is that? A describer, an adjective or whatever. Goi
Yeah,
is grease.
grease,
Goi ha
is
greasy.
greasy, yeah.
Gada is dirt. Gada ha
Yeah.
dirty.
Yes, yes.
Kola bone. Kola ha
Yeah.
they're bony.
Yes, yeah.
Right, which of course is
Yeah.
the last name,
Right.
Kola ha
Yeah.
bony. So that ha means it turns it into a
Right.
description.
Right. right.
of-
And see,
of
you
something.
don't really think about that till you think about it.
Right,
You know
yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah.
I don't really think about that until somebody points it out, and I'm saying, oh yeah, that's right. That's
like,
what
oh,
it
yeah,
is.
yeah.
Yeah. I just know that it is.
Yeah, yeah.
You know.
Well, and even uyela, huh? You know, ha,
Uyela.
uyela.
Uyela is the body.
Yeah.
Uyela,
Yeah.
says it's naked.
Yeah.
Yeah. The body is naked.
showing.
Yeah.
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 It's body-ish.
Yeah. It's body-ish. Yeah.
Yeah. And then of course hawiya,
Yeah.
meat,
Yeah.
gay soy. It habitually
yeah.
is, and we
Right.
talked about that gay son, gay cest, gay son,
Yes.
gay hun, you know,
Yeah.
gay
Yeah.
hast.
It was.
Yes,
Or
it was,
is,
it will
it
be,
is.
and
It is.
and it
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
Exactly. Jagesa,
Jagesa,
the one
yeah.
that used to be.
Yes. Yes.
And so this is a really common word you're going to see a lot in your Cherokee word, in your
Right.
Cherokee life.
Right. And it could mean something in one way that's people use it, and it could mean something in a different way.
Yeah,
Adding whatever.
Kind of like that word "noski."
Yeah.
You know, especially I've noticed in like the older stuff that we read and stuff. Man, they use that word a lot.
No, ski.
But and of course, I've heard it, and stuff. But it seems to me like you don't really hear that as much in spoken Cherokee today.
Right.
As often.
Now, if you speak to elders, you might hear it more. But that's if they're talking to another elder.
Oh yeah.
I think it makes a difference in there, and they might say it, just put it in there, but I don't think it's heard, like you're saying. I've not heard people speaking using that as much.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I think almost every single thing we've ever read that's old has it in there. Every
Yeah.
couple sentences.
Yeah.
It seems
Yeah.
like it's kind of like that nole.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like in today's Cherokee, there are some speakers that use that nole when they're getting up and speaking and stuff. Like I remember in the consortium, like I would hear people, and whenever they would continue with a thought, they would start with nole or put no at the end of whatever the first
Yeah,
verb is.
okay. Yeah, yeah.
But I know some speakers don't do that. And that's, I think,
Yeah.
maybe kind of a speech
Yeah,
pattern.
I think it is. Yeah, and it depends again on the age of the person.
Yeah. And
what they
I
do.
think how their brain thinks,
Yes, yeah.
because that no kind of, my understanding is that no kind of attaches whatever it is you're talking about right now to whatever you were talking about
Right,
before. It kind of is like, okay, well, these things
Yeah,
are connected
yeah,
somehow. And so, if the speaker that's using that word, it's like, well, this is the same conversation.
Yeah,
you
no
know.
land, no.
Yeah.
No land, no. Okay, let's do this again.
Yeah.
Let's start where we left off.
Right, yeah.
That's what it
And
is.
then.
Okay, yeah, and then. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
So, and so there's some really good things in there. And Noski is the one that to me, it's in there all the time, and it's hard to translate because it means a lot of different
Right,
things depending
right.
on the sentence.
Right, exactly. No, ski. Yeah. When you see that, you have to really think about, okay, what's it really saying, and especially if you're going to have to translate it, you have to figure out what it really is saying
absolutely.
for that sentence.
Definitely. And so and then oh yeah, ski usti nuna ani nahid nun ani nahid. That's sweet potatoes, long potatoes.
Long potatoes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nuna ni na heat. Yeah.
Yeah, nuna ni nahid. Sometimes some communities use uganost, but ani nahid, I think it's probably an older word for that.
Yeah.
I believe.
That's all I've ever heard. It was nuna ni na heat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. All right. So we hope that you enjoyed the talk about possums and learning probably more than you ever wanted to know about possums. But hopefully you got some good vocabulary out of it, and it was comprehensible to you, and you were able to follow along. And by now, surely out of all of this paragraph, there is at least one word in there that you
Right.
know by now, hopefully, and feel confident with. Even if it's the word ujetsti, you know, then we're happy. And just
Right.
keep listening to it. The more you listen to it, the more different words, koala yon, you know, udlawat, you know, whatever it might be, you know, you'll pick up just a little bit more and a little bit more. So from all of us here at RSU TV, I just want to say wadon. Glad that you were here.
Ain't wadon.